Is this a cry for help? Not necessarily. I just came to share. I just realized actually that this 2026 will make it six. Is it six now? Well, I've never actually had, so yeah, but this will make it 6 years. It's six. Oh. 6 years since I was last in a relationship because I broke off my last relationship, which was my only relationship, like official, of course, the one where we are both aware. You know that there are some relationships that you think that you are in a relationship, or the person thinks they are in a relationship, but it's not a mutual agreement. So the last one that was like official and we're both aware was ended on the 29th of December 2019, right before we crossed over into the new decade. So I can confidently say that the whole of this decade, I've not been in a relationship. And am I the drama? Well, listen till the end and let us judge. Now, as a very fine girl, um, usually when people ask you whether you're in a relationship or not, I mean, I'm very vocal. I'm like, no. They ask why. And I don't know. I believe it's just because I've not found anybody that I believe is worth going on this journey with. Because it's better to be alone and happy. It's better to be alone, right? Happy or not, it's better to be alone than to be with someone that will not add anything to your life, right? And someone whose life you will not add anything to, because it has to be mutually beneficial. You see, so are my standards unrealistic? Well, not necessarily. I mean, I don't even ask for too much. Actually, I don't ask for too much. Just be a decent human being who loves God, who I like. The liking is very important to me because I don't believe in being with someone that you don't like. Like, what is that? Ugh. Those of you who are with partners you don't like, there, I'm so amazed at you, because how can you spend usually the rest of your life with someone that you don't like? Like, make it make sense. So of course I have to like the person, and all of that. These are aside, so they are all basic requirements, right? The most basic one is that, of course, you're a believer. You see, the Bible says we should can't work together unless they be agreed. I know it goes beyond your faith, but that's a base requirement. You have to be a believer. You see, and even with a believer, for my case, I would obviously like someone in my church because of the peculiarities around my life. So you see that even these few points I've raised already filters out a lot of people, and like several hundreds of it. Because first of all, you have to be a believer. For me, ideally, be in my church. That makes it a growing pool of people. And from that pool of people, obviously, it's not everyone that I like. That is out of the single people, because some are married, some are in relationships to be married, and all of that. But out of the single people, it's not everyone I like. It's not everyone I can be with, and all of that. You see, so because of that, it makes it quite a small pool of people. But you see what I'm reminded of. Every time I'm reminded of what Pastor Lajurin said one time. I think I was watching one of her videos on relationships. She talks on a lot on relationships, right? Or here on YouTube. And one of the things she said that has stayed with me since she said was that you don't need everyone to like you. You need just one person. Because how many people are coming to marry in this life? You just need one person, all right? And you just need one person to like you, who you like back, and are willing to spend time with, and just marry the person. It makes so much sense to me, because even if you like 20 people, if 20 people like you, at the end of the day, you choose one. And right now, you can see it evident in our generation. And the abundance of information, you are spoiled for choice. And most times, it leaves a lot of people paralyzed, and they end up not choosing at all. You see, but if your options are a lot fewer, not options, but if the people that approach you that you like are fewer, then it's easier to just choose one and move on. So you don't need everyone liking you. You just need one person, right? So that's my one of my anchors. And still on this matter of being a professional single girl. Now the question one might raise is, since that previous relationship, have I not found someone that I like enough, who meets my requirements and all that? And to that, I'll say no. Because if the person had met, obviously, who would have been in a relationship by now? I'll probably even married by now, But I don't think I'm even ready for marriage. Like I would have been ready for marriage years. Even this year, Jai, because marriage is a lot of commitment. And aside the banging part, what else is there? This one is the difference between that and just a friendship. There's no difference. It's just the fact that you legally and spiritually have the right to sleep with a person. Aside that, there's no other advantage that you can't get out of friendships. And me, I speak to a lot of people. As for great conversations, yeah, I have them when I want them. I have them when I need them. So my life is full. I thank God for that. Of course, but there are certain things that only romantic relationships can bring, right? Even when you are not married, that confidence to open up to the person, at any point in time and all of that. Yes, and having someone to speak to at the end of the day. I think in my previous video, like 3 or 4 videos back, I was talking about how that one evening I was so tired and I just wanted to talk to someone. And it's not, you can't just open up to everyone like that. So I think those are some of the benefits of relationships and all of that. But aside that, all I see is work. The rest is just work. God, you have to be in touch all the time. But of course, that's why you have to have liked the person, because if you have to be in touch all the time, you might as well like the person. But it actually requires intentionality as well. But have I met guys I've liked even if they don't meet all the requirements? Of course, yes. There's one particular one that is so memorable and so important to me, and that guy, I met him in 2022. I thank God for his life all the time, because I've never liked a guy like that. My God. I talk about him all the time. My soldier boyfriend. I really like the guy. I like the guy so much. And of course, we couldn't be together. Else we would be together and all of that. But due to some one or two things, we can't. But I really, really like that guy. And it made me so happy. Whether even when the thing ended, because I was like, wow, I can like a guy like this, because I've never got liked a guy like that. I've liked people like personalities generally, but like in a romantic setting, liking a guy like that, and it goes beyond, oh, he's beautiful. Because me, if you're fine, you are fine. Like, and if I find you attractive, I find you attractive. There is that. But to really like a guy enough, and say that, you see, I'm even sweating. It's out of the likeness for this boy. Oh no, that guy did. I really, really liked him. So I'm grateful for that. You see, after that 2023, I met one romance scammer. But that's a story for another. That's a story for another. The wonders I did. Oh, I did some wonderful things. That story, I don't think I'll ever share it. No, I think I'll share it. I think I'll share, but no, no. The first person I'll share it with is my husband. Like, where were you in all of this? Because it's because of you. Anyway, so yeah, I've liked someone before. I've liked someone like even right now it's making me happy. I really like. Now moving on to so yes, that's it. I've not found a suitor yet, or if suitor has not found me yet, because if you come and I don't like, then you are not suitor. You are you say you are not suitor. You are not a suitor, because you are not suitable. A suitor has to literally be suitable. Yeah. So if you come and I don't like you, then you're not a suitor. If you come and you don't meet this one, or I don't meet you're not a suitor. So a suitor has to be suitable, right? So I've not met any suitors yet. Yeah. The fact that you've come to me and said you'd like me doesn't mean that you're a suitor, because some of you are doing one this. So anyway, so there's that. Now, am I the drama? No. Do I have unrealistic standards? Of course not. Like I just mentioned, this basic stuff, And I always thank God for my first relationship. Me, I don't have any regrets. I actually thank God for my first relationship, because it taught me so many things that I will not accept, so many things that I will not choose. It taught me a lot of things, right? Mostly on like the things to avoid, So yeah, there's that, because that I don't know what we're doing in that one year. Can you believe that we didn't talk for like a couple of months and we said we were supposedly in a relationship? Look what kind of nonsense is that? So there was that. Yeah. But he was a fine boy, of course. Me, I don't have any ugly exes. I don't have any besides it's just one person. But the guy I liked also handsome. Then my romance scammer. Now that I think about it, he's even handsome. I'm not sure. But the guy I liked, oh, very handsome. Yeah. So there's that. So now moving on, the perks of being single. What are some of the things I've learned? I've learned to choose God and to prioritize God first. I'm sweating because my fan is not on. If not, it will make noise. So I'm learning to choose God first. So that's the pattern and that's the order of priorities in my life. God first, myself immediately after, then every other person. Because God says, He commands that I love others as I love myself. And I should love Him first. So I love God first, you know? Yeah, even though it's still mostly a confession now because it's now I'm working my way up. But by the grace of God, I love God first. I love myself immediately after. And my partner will be on the same level as the way I love myself, because we are literally one. So, yeah, and after that, then other people and other things can now come. Yeah, so there's that. And the second thing that being single, or the second advantage of being single is that there's also the power of choice, with the benefit of um, access to people and access to content. Of course, some things are not 100% true, but sometimes you can genuinely feel when a person is happy and a person is joyful in their relationship and marriage and all of that. Some people can act a lot, but yeah, I believe you can tell. You can tell. You can tell. So I've seen beautiful marriages around me, very beautiful marriages around me, from far and near. People I've met in real life, people I've interacted with online, and it makes me see the possibility. So there's still the power of choice. There's so many things I am learning and I'll continue to learn that of factor in when I'm choosing. So yeah, there's that, and I really appreciate that I still have the power to choose. And by the grace of God, I choose rightly. I choose rightly, and I choose God's best for me, and grow together, and all of that, fulfill purpose together, and all of that. So yeah, that's the second advantage of being single. You still have the power of choice, unless you are married, and or when you are married, you don't really have this one to choose again, unless it's an abusive situation. But if it's not, that sister, brother, you are the one who choose to be there. Yeah. So yes, if you're still in a relationship stage, of course, if it's something that you can't live with, then it's better to have a broken relationship than a broken marriage. That's what they say, and it makes sense because with the marriage, there are so many. You've made things official, and all of. So you have to go through processes and all of that. And besides, you've definitely slept with the person, so yeah, you have a bigger bond and all of that. Those of you fornicating, please let's repent, okay? Yeah. So there's that. So that's another beautiful advantage of being alone or being single. And the third one is that right now I have the opportunity to fully concentrate on building. I'm now setting the foundations for my life and all of that. So I'm really appreciative that I get to focus on just that. Yes. And even as we lay the foundations up and all of that, I know that God will send me the right person at the right time. This year, you'll hear from me. Yeah. Yeah. I said I'll marry in 2026, so it's still possible, but I just see that marriage is a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. Even if it's 31st and I get married, I'm still married in 2020, but I don't know. So there's that. So I can fully concentrate on my businesses. And by the way, if you're in and around Tamale, I sell water for those on UDS campus and popcorn and plantain chips. So contact me for that. And very soon, I have a store already. We are just working on stocking it up and all of that. You would have access to frozen foods, chill point food storage. Yeah, chill point food storage. Contact me for all your protein needs and all of that, and I'll deliver them to you right where you are at a fee, of course. Yeah, or you can come to the shop, UDS on campus, and pick up your order. Yeah, so there's that, and yeah, so that's it. Yeah. So is there any world where my standards are unrealistic? Of course not. I've seen several people with my standards, so I've met amazing, great people. Doesn't mean they're perfect, obviously not. But doesn't mean they met what they needed. Yes. My God is able to provide all I need according to his riches and according to his riches and glory and all of that. So I know that my standards are not unrealistic. Some people their standards are unrealistic, not mine. Yeah. So is there any world where what I'm looking for I'll not get? No. There's no world where. So definitely this year you'll hear from me. Yeah. So these are many more advantages in my life right now and all of that. So I like to encourage you all to have a nice day. My plan has been to get this video out right before vows, and I think I'll meet that because currently it's 4 a.m. of 10th of February, and I just finished filming right here in my room. That's why the light is not so good because it's at dawn, and my flashlight, from my tripod just went off as well. Yeah, so pardon the quality. Yeah, but I think from now on I'll be doing more of sit down videos because those are easier to make. I like talking to, so yeah. Follow me on TikTok, guys. Zuno underscore Eliza, and enjoy my content there as well. I've posted a lot more frequently there because I get to just post quick videos, short videos. I mean, and all of that. So yeah, see you in my other videos. Have a lovely time. Ensure you enjoy today. Don't go and fornicate. Don't go and fornicate. I've not even studied much into the history of Valentine's and all of that, but if it's supposedly a day of love, then ensure you are genuinely loving as God will be pleased, and enjoy your time with your lovers and all of that. For those who are married, feel free. We need more November babies according to God's timing and according to your ability, please. Don't come and overpopulate and be saying that it's because it's ours and all of that. If you are not married, please, fornication is not for you. Sit down. Okay. So see you guys in my other videos. And bye from me and mine to you and yours. Happy Vows Day. Happy Enjoyment Week. Yeah, this year I intend to celebrate my birthday, but that's vows. I think I'll just popcorn or something. Yeah, I'm talking fast because I don't want to film another clip. So yeah, see you guys. Bye.